Hi Year 12, I'm just going to go over the last part of today's work and then I'll do a whole new one on the second task. So this is the first practice task, but it's specifically task 2 in there. My pen isn't working. My computer keeps shutting down, so let's hope we can get through this. Task 1, we substituted a straight line here into the two circles, and we found where it intersected the large one. Obviously when we did it into the small one, it did not intersect as per the diagram over here. Okay, in the second, then we substituted the two circles together. However, to get a merit, you just need to be able to substitute a straight line into a curve with using algebra, getting your answer, and that's all you need to do. Okay, the factorizing part, it's still fine to put in your quadratic equation. That still counts as doing it algebraically, and that is for merit. Now to get on to the excellence and etc. Merit plus and excellence. So task 2, I have actually just copied the big circle down here just so that I've got all the numbers when I'm working. Okay, I'm writing with my finger, so I'm going to make this real big so that I can actually fit everything on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to put this y into here. So I'm going to have x minus 2 all squared plus 0.4x, plus c all squared. I'm going to minus the 9 and that equals 0. I've just taken the 9 to the other side. My plus doesn't look great, but I hope you're happy it's plus c. It's just this whole thing here. So this is going to give me x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 0.4 times 0.4 is going to give me 0.16x squared. And then 0.4x times c gives me 0.4 cx, so that's going to be 2 of those, so 0.8 cx. I'm just putting the c first just because x is my actual variable and c, remember c is a constant, plus c squared minus 9 equals 0. Okay, so what am I doing? I have been given this diagram. And in this diagram, I've been given a specific straight line. This is when the y-intercept was 1.5. Apparently, that's according to the graphs we were given. But now they're saying it wants to find a place where this line has the same gradient, but a different y-intercept. So it could be up there, could be down here. Anything that cuts or intersects with my circle. And are you happy that a tangent does intersect? It touches 1, so it intersects at 1 point exactly. So that is, any of those lines would be, so all of these y-intercepts or c values are okay. And even these ones down here, they're okay because they would intersect. And this one down here, that's totally off the graph. That would be an okay one. So I have got quite a wide range of c values. If you look at my graph here, that's what I'm trying to find with this working that I'm doing at the moment. So I'm just going to make that bigger again and carrying on going. So let's find out what that is. So get all my x squareds together. X plus 0.16x is 1.16x squared. Then my x's are both of those, so it's going to be minus 4x plus 0.8 cx, and then I'm going to put all my whole numbers together. So remember, c is a constant, so it's just going to be 4, so it's going to be c squared, and then 4 minus 9 is minus 5. Okay, now in my x's over here, okay, I am going to factorize out the x term in each of those two. So I'm just going to put it over there. And then inside my bracket, I'm actually going to put my positive one first. Oh, I'll put it here. Minus 4 plus 0.8c, because that and that is what's left when I factorize out that x. And I'm going to put a plus here. This whole thing is b with the minus 4. Okay, often I'd actually prefer to put it as 0.8c minus 4, just because it's easier. So are you happy that that's exactly the same as 0.8c minus 4? That's just writing it a different way. And then my whole c term, in terms of y equals, in terms of ax squared plus bx plus c, is minus c squared minus 5. Okay, so this is b, this is c, and this is a. Okay, so what are we going to use? B squared minus 4ac, and we are going to use it where is it greater than or equal to 0, because I know when my discriminant, or b squared minus 4ac, is greater than or equals 0, that is where I have an intersection. If it's greater than 0, I have 2, and if it's equal to 0, I have 1. So altogether, that's going to give me all the different varieties I have of an intersection. So b squared is going to give me 0.8c minus 4 all squared plus 4 times 1.16. That's a. C is c squared minus 5. Different c's to what I'm talking about. And we're looking for that greater than or equal to 0. Hope that makes sense so far. Let's expand that. 0.8c squared is going to give me 0.64c squared. If I expand that out, this is something I got prepared earlier, that'll be 6.4c plus 16, and then this little bit, 4 times 1.16 is 4.64, so it'll be 4.64c squared, so 4 times 1.6 times c squared, and then obviously to the other term will give me 23.2. Okay, it's greater than or equal to 0. That's an squared minus, that's a minus. I don't know why I put a plus. Why didn't anyone tell me? Ha ha ha. Sorry, minus b squared minus 4ac. So that is also a minus. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's a plus, because a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay. Just going to make sure you can see that that is a negative. Hopefully you were thinking, Miss, that's a negative, you've done it wrong. Okay, so now I've got a new quadratic, and I just need to tidy that up. So 0.64c squared minus 4.64c squared gives me negative 4c squared plus 6.4c plus 23.2 plus 16 gives me 39.2. And we're looking for, where is that? I hope you recognize that's a parabola. This is telling me that it's a negative parabola. And I'm looking for, where is this graph greater than 0? Now, this is my x line. The outcome, the y output, is greater than 0 above my y-axis, above my x-axis, sorry, all above my x-axis. So what I'm going to do is get my trusty calculator. Hopefully you can see my calculator, and I am going to go to equation, and I'm just going to put in, so f2 f1 negative 4 6.4, sorry, and what did we say it was? 39.2. Why do I keep doing decimal points? I mean, a comma. I've been out of South Africa for a long time. Okay, so I have found that these 2 points are 4.031 and minus 2.431. Minus 2.431 and brain like a sieve, 4.031. So it's true between those 2 values, because anything between these 2 is going to give me an output or y value that is above 0. All these answers underneath here, all those and all those, are going to be a negative y output. So I can tell that any value between negative 2.431 less than or equal to C less than or equal to 4.031 is going to give me a value on my y-axis. That kind of makes sense if I look at that. If they were saying that was 1.5, I don't actually know if this was an accurate diagram that they gave us, but there is there is my showing that I have found all the errors. Now that is enough to get you excellence if you've got it all right, but we also still need to substitute it in to find out what the other criteria was. So that was with my small circle. So I'm going to substitute this little beauty here, and I'm going to substitute it now into my smaller circle. So I'm just going to pause and set that all up, and then I will show you that.